While I'm in the minus realm, what is it? What did they exile General Zod to in Superman 2? It's not the minus realm. It's the quantum zone, the phantom zone. That's it, the phantom zone. While I'm in the phantom zone here, we're gonna play. We're gonna do the dulls today. Really, the dulls. I don't want to do the ones that require you to actually be smart anymore. I just want to do the ones that are like box office and then also hockey. Well, persevere through the rest, okay? Because we learn something and we have fun, okay? I have no idea where they make vanilla or where they find vanilla, I guess. There's gold, there's essential oils. Somebody's got to tell this country that those MFers don't work. Crustaceans, raw nickel, titanium ore. I don't even know the climate that vanilla grows in, to be honest with you. I know that they're going to have a coast here. They grow cocoa, or they process cocoa. They do 15 milli in basket work, 9 milli in watch straps, some bovine hides, raw sugar. It's so small, though. $19 million worth of scarves a year. $11 million worth of mica. I have absolutely no idea. I'm going to assume that vanilla grows in Africa. And that lines up with some of the other things that are grown here. It lines up with mining. Be a relatively economically small African nation. Give me a Djibouti, and we'll start from there. That's 83%. Djibouti is in Eastern Africa, and we're going south. That's a problem for me because the only thing I know that's south of Djibouti is like Lesotho, Eswatini, South Africa, and those are all going to have more than $3 billion worth of exports. Unless like Djibouti, could it be like, it's not going to be 3,000 kilometers north of Somalia. Okay, maybe it's Lesotho. It's north, 2,000 kilometers northeast of Lesotho, which doesn't make sense because it's it's Madagascar? Because otherwise it's the ocean. Yeah, it's Madagascar. Okay. Were it not Madagascar, it would be water. Easy. Fair enough. I don't know. I've never seen the movie, so I don't know where vanilla comes from. David Schwimmer's in it, right? He plays plays an animal of some sort. By the way, I gotta tell you, last night, Kate and it's rare that I crack myself up, okay? But I was talking to Kate about how, like, when I first came to Vancouver, we went to the aquarium. This was like 2012. And they still had cetaceans, right? Like they still had, I think they had an orca or a beluga or something. And then Kate said, yeah, the aquarium got in like a long fight with protesters because they were like, we need to keep our orca or our beluga because it's blind. Like we're doing conservation work here, and like if we release the cetacean into the wild, it's just gonna die. Like it's a beluga. Okay, if we release the beluga into the wild, it's not gonna be capable of surviving out there. It's been in captivity too long. And the protesters were like, we don't care. There should never be cetaceans like in captivity. They're too smart, which is, probably true. But this is kind of like maybe they should have been a little grandfathered in. Anyway, so then they got pressured into releasing the beluga into the wild. And then I said to Kate, it breaks my heart thinking of that poor blind motherfucker out there in the middle of the ocean getting a little bit hungry. And then he's like, okay. And he comes out and he does like 2 backflips in the middle of the ocean with no observers. And then he like waiting for like a bucket of chum to get thrown into his mouth. He's like, what's going on? He gets up on his tail and goes like, no, nobody's throwing the chum in my mouth, man. What's going on? I'm shooting water out of my blowhole onto the splash zone and nobody's giving me any rewards for it. It makes me want to fucking cry, dude. It's Monday. I'm so sad. I was thinking about it, man. They should have kept. I'm not in like a I'm not well versed in the issue, but I feel like they should have just left him in captivity, man. Like he was probably comfortable, and then don't take any more. That's fine. You don't have to turn it into marine land. I'm just saying, I'm just picturing this poor dude out here doing tricks in like the middle of the Pacific Ocean for nothing. Getting laughed at by all like the phytoplankton and stuff. Anyway. Sorry. It was a very funny mental image for me. But also like it's the funniest type of thing because it's also like a little sad. Don't nobody love marine land. Yeah, Kate watched like a YouTube video about marine land. And I was like, why is this guy hating on marine land? And then I watched it and I was like, oh, that's why. Because of like all the animal rights abuses and the fact that the amusement park fucking sucks. As a kid, I just know there's a place I know in Ontario where the dolphins rise up in Friendship Cove. Can I just say something? Last night before he fell asleep, at Northern Lion lifted his arm like he was giving a salute, and then he laughed. Yeah, I remember. Like you're falling asleep. I would say that like sleep is like a gradient, right? I was more asleep than awake. I just remember being in bed and then like lifting my arm like straight up like this, and then my wife looking at me, and then I like got shocked back into consciousness, and I didn't know what to say, so I was just like, I just laughed and said good night. Like I didn't know what was. I didn't know why my brain was doing it, man. It was good though. I've done it before too. There's been times where like I'm like having a dream and I wake up and I like wake Kate up and I say something that's like complete nonsense, and then she says, "What the hell are you talking about?" And then I say, like in my head, I'm like, the shit I just said was fucking stupid, but I don't know how to explain that I now know that it's stupid, but like I'm still too dumb from being asleep to like resolve the situation. So I just go like, you don't get it. You don't get it. And then I go back to bed. Anyway. It's just like I can't find the words. Like in my head, I'm like, I know that what I just said is stupid, but I can't say like, sorry, I was half asleep. Instead, I'm like, you don't get it. Good night. Madagascar. Sorry, this is going to be a long Dulls video today. It's not Madagascar. Lesotho was like 2,000 kilometers away. Let's start there. Oh, it's further. Oh, that's not my area of expertise. Mozambique. That could be a Uganda. That could be a Kenya. You did also put your glasses on before bed? I did. Kate came into the bedroom and she was like, "Why'd you put your glasses on?" And I was like, "I don't know." I just did. I don't have a good answer. My brain was too sleepy. Djibouti? That's not where I thought that was. The Gambia? Did you mean Gambia? What? Oh, that's... What the hell's going on over here? Zimbabwe? Oh. Just let me cook for a second, okay? I'm thinking. Angola? I was so convinced it was Mozambique. I was like, oh, Mozambique, I got it. Then I realized I guessed it fourth. The Gabon? Oh, why? There's something over here I always forget, man. And then when I hear it, I'm like, oh, of course. I give up. Chad, you got Tanzania. Thank you. Tanzania. Oh. Benin? Guinea? Guinea Bissau? Oh, Equatorial Guinea? Yes. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Chad, what do I do? Click it? I don't want it to open like a YouTube video of Rick rolling. Equatorial Guinea. Okay, I guess it's not that. I'm just taking it from chat. Rwanda. The mystery country is Rwanda! Thank you! He's so good. He's so good. This is a hard one. There's a lot of countries in Africa, and I don't make enough of an effort to like learn them, honestly. Yes! What the hell is this ad, dude? The ads are like insulting. My ass is not buying this shirt. I'm sorry. I don't know what I've been looking up that would make them think that I would buy an all-over t-shirt with like an airbrushed martial arts chicken on it. Like, that's crazy. Anyway, this is Norway. Ain't Norway? That's Norway. Okay. I can tell because it looks like an epididymis. It looks like a you know what? Kate, did you know that actually in England, so like Norway and Sweden together, they kind of look like a hanging you know what? That was used in British broadcasting standards as like the angle of male nudity that you can show without it being considered pornography. As long as the penis was draped at like a whatever degree angle, then it was okay. But if it rose, it certainly was not like at 180. Like if it was coming straight out, that's like obviously pornography. I don't know how they figured out the degrees between like a half chub or whatever. Or even sometimes it's just like hot outside. Anyway. Or cold outside. Or maybe you were in the pool. October 11th, 2019. This is going to be embarrassing. Because we were watching movies back then. 2019, Kate and I saw Spider-Verse. We saw Parasite. We saw Bumblebee in theaters for some reason. But those came out in like December. A Warner Brothers movie in week 2 with decent legs. I'm going to need an actor on that one. Joaquin Phoenix. Okay, that's obviously Joker, and I'm stupid. Okay, so that's we should have gotten 200 on that one, but that's fair enough. We saw that in theaters too. United Artists open to $30,000. Actor 1, Oscar Isaac, open to $30,000, starring Oscar Isaac, Post-Annihilation. Starring Oscar Isaac. Tagline. Think your family is weird? It's the fucking Addams Family animated film. I'm a little embarrassed I needed the tagline for that. You're right, it's 30 million, not 30,000. I do not like Joker. That's true. Kate really liked Joker. That's also true. Paramount Pictures opened to 20 million, starring Will Smith. Tagline, who will save you from yourself? This is, I know the name of this movie. I'm coming back to this. I just let that one cook in the brain. It's Gemini Man. I knew it was in there. The brain is crazy, man. I never articulated, like I never wrote a query in my brain in plain English that was like, hey, computer, please look up the name of the Will Smith movie where he fights himself from the past or whatever. But my brain was like, I know what you're looking for. Just give me a minute. Like, what is it doing? Any neuroscientists watching? What is it doing when it's doing that? Does like a higher order processor send like a message to every nerve and they're like, hey, look for appearances of Will Smith? And then like 99.999% of the neurons are like, I got nothing. And then like 5 of the neurons are like, here's like possibilities. And then the processor's like, no, you idiot, that's after Earth. And then it fucking like slices that neuron off. No! And the Gemini neuron gets like extra potassium or something as a reward for as a reward for coming up with the right answer. That's fucking crazy, dude. If you know the answer, please collect your Nobel Prize. That's good advice, Chad, if you know the answer. Chloe Bennett, Universal movie. Did okay. 47 milli, losing 50% week to week. Tagline, find your way home. I had no clue. Genre, family, animation, adventure, comedy. That's a real tough one for me. Find Your Way Home, family, animation, adventure, comedy with Chloe Bennett and Albert Sy. Could it be The Mitchells versus the Machines? I thought that was a pandemic era, John, but okay. I'm just not going to know this without revealing all hints. A group of misfits encounter a young Eddie named Everest. Ah, this is Abominable. I saw the trailer before Joker. Oh, man. I know all about Abominable in many ways. Focus features, 82 milli. It's Parasite. Just checking. 82 milli, week 4, good legs. This has like Oscar-nominated movie written all over it. Relatively indie distributor, starring an actor I've never heard of. Genre, drama, romance, history. It's not 1917. Is it? Tagline, we've been expecting you. Okay, I have no idea. Actor 2, Laura Carmichael. Let me reveal all hints on that one, unfortunately. The beloved Crawleys and their intrepid staff prepare for the most important moment of their lives, a royal visit from the king and queen of... Oh, it's the Downton Abbey film. I'm not familiar with any of it, basically, but I still did okay. We got all 5. That's nice. Even if 2 of them did give us 0. It was probably nominated for an Oscar. Fucking most British film of the year. Lost to some shit with Bill Nye in it. It did okay at 10x the budget. Well, I'm not insulting Downton Abbey. I'm just saying I'm not familiar with it. I don't want the Downton Abbey stands on me. The way the Britney stands are coming after Victor Wembanyama. Am I right? Like, come on, just let the man play basketball. He's 18 years old. He's in an unfamiliar country. He didn't even slap Britney. His security guard slapped Britney, okay? Average score on today's Cine 2 Nerdle is 4.6 out of 5. I have to assume that this is a relatively easy one. Shaken, not stirred. James Bond. I kind of hate this one. Shaken, stirred, not martini. Shall we now? Shaken. Shall we not stir? Goldfinger, 1964. Oh, okay. This is like all... I have no idea, man. I'm so confused. So shall we begin now is probably another one, but I don't know what that is. That's Star Trek Into Darkness. I pass you grass. I pass on grass. There you go. Maybe that's Reefer Madness. And you are a toy. That's a famous line from Toy Story, 1995. Oh, it's from Meet the Parents. I pass on grass. Oh, man. Okay. Shall I shaken you? Martini. It's probably a line. That's the part that's pissing me off. I shall not toy. You shall not pass on grass. That would be a great moment. I pass on grass. Gandalf did, dude. Greg Fokker meme image at the top. I pass on grass. Gandalf image on the bottom. You shall not pass on grass. My friend who doesn't partake came to my house this weekend and hit me with this line. This is how I replied. We smoked ourselves silly for the next 72 hours. Lol, upvotes to the left. Millennial humor? Don't come at me. Chib's posting all about like cute fucking cartoon dogs and shit on his Twitter. And then he's like, I don't want to be accused of millennial posting. Brother, that's just I Can Has Cheeseburger by like another name. Okay, hang on. I got to put myself back in reversal mindset here. I'm putting myself back in reversal mindset. I'm seeing movies that have Philip Seymour Hoffman. Mission Impossible 3, The Master, Hunger Games Catching Fire. Dune Part 1, Force Awakens, Ex Machina, movies that have Oscar Isaac, okay? Neon Demon. I gotta think about that one. J.J. Abrams directed films. Super 8, Star Trek, Mission Impossible 3, The Force Awakens. Yeah, okay, this is good. Maleficent, Super 8, We Bought a Zoo. Movies with fucking... movies that came out in theaters. Now, Capote is Philip Seymour Hoffman, so let's hot swap those. Oscar Isaac is Inside Llewyn Davis, huge if true. Then hot swap these, and okay, let's see if we can find the connection, okay? Columbiana, Star Trek, Guardians 3, Avatar. Movies with a common actress, but I don't know which one. Maybe it must be Zoe Saldana, right? And then Maleficent, Super 8, Neon Demon, We Bought a Zoo. It's got to be an actor, man. It's the only thing that makes sense. Elle Fanning. Okay, there was no shot I was ever getting Elle Fanning out of that, to be honest, but I'm pretty proud of myself for getting everything else. Also, the average score today was 3.3. So, pretty good. Pretty good. It's not that I can't name a woman, I can't name Elle Fanning. Because, like, I'm still from an era where, like, Dakota Fanning is the more famous sister. Even though I don't even know what she did. I think she was just in, like, War of the Worlds. I don't know the Fannings, okay? Babe to Bridget Jones' Diary. We can get the Colin Firth, Renee Zellweger, Hugh Grant. I don't know who's in this except James Cromwell. You know, the Canadian actor. He's not Canadian. He's fucking Canadian. He's not Canadian. I saw him in Star Trek First Contact. He's American. He's fucking Canadian. He was probably born in Etobicoke. Okay? So it's James Cromwell. We got to find a way to then get to another actor who's famous. Just give me a second here, okay? Hugo Weaving was in this? What did I tell you? James Cromwell. Let me think for a damn second. I'm still thinking, but I'm coming up with a line in my head. We can get to Colin Firth very easily. King's Speech, Helena Bonham Carter. Helena Bonham Carter has done every Tim Burton film ever made. So you can get to Johnny Depp, you're chilling. If you can get to Helena Bonham Carter, you're chilling. If you can get to Ewan McGregor, you're chilling. The thing is, with James Cromwell, I don't know, he's in everything, but I can't name anything that he's in. You know what I mean? Like this, whenever I see him in a movie, I'm like, of course he's in this movie. He's in everything. If you ask me to name a James Cromwell movie, I got Babe and I got Star Trek First Contact, and that's it. Don't even get me started on... Actually, I was going to say Evelyn Crape, but I'm pretty sure I'm familiar with her. Paul Goddard. Man after my own heart. Anybody else in this? Ross Bagley. Debbie Derryberry. Cortland Mead. Patricka Darbo. I'm not making fun of anybody's name. I'm just trying to find an actor who really broke out here and ended up getting cast in a Tim Burton film as a result. Okay, here's what I'm thinking. I'm going to take an interesting path here. I'm going to go James Cromwell. Because he's in everything, I think we can get to anyone. But there's going to be a lot of scrolling. I haven't seen Prancer: A Christmas Tale, personally, so... Like, that kind of looks like Colin Firth, but I'm pretty sure that it's Josh Gad. Big Hero 6. Big Hero 6. Cowgirls and Angels? There's no shot this isn't one of the worst movies ever made. The Artist. Secretariat. Surrogates. Bruce Willis. There's got to be a Helena Bonham Carter connection. Like, this motherfucker was in Spider-Man 3, dude. There's no way there's not another British motherfucker in this movie. Becoming Jane? You're telling me we can't get... There's no shot that the movie Becoming Jane is more than one step away from Colin Firth. He does all that shit, dude. I'm stunned he isn't in this to begin with. But I'll tell you one thing. He's fucking in some shit with James McAvoy, for sure. Take me back to like some Pride and Prejudice. Oh, no. Atonement? Okay. There's going to be a Colin Firth involved at some... Okay, there's no Colin Firth involved in this one. But there's... We can't be far away from a Colin Firth, okay? Because you're going to take me straight to a Keira Knightley, and then you're going to take me to Pride and Prejudice, and then you're going to take me... That's Matthew McFadden. I thought that was Colin Firth. Motherfucker! Piece of shit. Okay, well, then you just get even more British. We go straight back into... It's not Matthew McFadden, it's Matthew McFadyen. I've gotten it wrong for like 20 years. We go back to Matthew McFadden, and then we scroll it even further. Take me to England. I want to go to England proper. Mr. Bean's Wedding. No, that looks... Well, I was going to say it looks like an indie film, but that's definitely... Mr. Bean in the background there. Death at a Funeral. Very British. Oh, Frost Nixon, what a film. Michael Sheen's in that. He's not British. He's Australian. Ask Macros. Robin at 2010. Little British, but not as... Is that Helena Bonham Carter? Helena Bonham Carter. 2. Where am I? Bridget Jones' Diary. To the King's Speech, that's right. Okay, to Colin Firth. To Bridget Jones's Diary 1. Okay, that we did longer than we had to, but we crossed the damn pond, so I don't know what you want me to say. Oh, of course, Christine Cavanaugh, who played fucking the voice on Tom Cruise's answering machine in Jerry Maguire. Eat my shit. Michael Sheen is also Welsh. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Macros. Thank you. Why did you tweet... Can I say something without people getting mad on a picture of Richard Nixon? Because he was fucking killing the drip, man. That's not how old dudes look anymore. Old dudes are too afraid to wear a tight-ass powder blue polo tucked into like laced-up high-waisted pants. He was killing the look. He had his Peggy Hill outfit on. Bro, he was crushing it. You're just jealous. Your ass will be wearing some... $4 polo you got from the sand on top of pants you haven't changed since you bought them at Bass Pro Shops like 18 months ago. He had a deliberate idea with the output, which was at the very least more than most men of his age in the modern era do, okay? Sorry, I'm not saying we stand Richard Nixon. I'm just saying whether he picked the outfit or his stylist picked the outfit, he was killing it, okay? Guess the game. Did you see Joe Biden with the 5-inch inseam? I did, man. I did. I'm so happy we're in a short era. They just look better. And they feel better. Like, I don't feel right in being an adult man and having shorts that come past your knees. It feels like you're at like 7th grade basketball practice. Like it just doesn't feel right. I don't like my thighs exposed. It feels wrong. Nah, it feels right. I'm telling you. And then you're absolutely right. You can't have the leg holes too wide either. You don't want them to be so tight. Like you want a sleeve to be pretty tight. You don't want the sleeve of your short to be too tight. But you need it to be like more fitted than just flared out. Like you're fucking at the gathering of the Juggalos or whatever. This is Warframe. This is High on Life, maybe? It looks bad. Yeah, okay. I haven't played it, but it just like this screamed High on Life. And then like, it's just like she doesn't really like fit with the scene. Like the scene kind of looks like it's a Splatoon map, but she's just like a lady at the mall or something. And then like, I don't know what Dr. Manhattan's doing here. I don't really know what's going on with that. It didn't look right. Gamedle me. New keyword game mode, where you will have to discover the video game based on different words, phrases, or emojis linked to it. You know what? Why not? Let's give it a try. Try to guess the video game in less than 6 attempts, based on the clues presented to you. Decipher which game is hidden behind all the clues. It's a scary one to start with. Horse, sex, LGBT, murder, atheism, parkour. What is Equus? What is Life is Strange? Stealth, betrayal, building, climbing, medieval, mercenary. Assassin's Creed, medieval. Syndicate? Conspiracy, open world, action adventure, PS3, Bink video, time limit. Correct saga! I'm in the correct saga! Assassin's Creed, PS3. Holy, dude. Assassin's Creed 2. Time travel, horse riding, RPG elements, story-driven, The Crusades. Assassin's Creed? It's just that easy. Do you believe in free will? I believe. I believe in God. Okay, Gamedle Classic. I know, Kate, are you still here? I've got one for you. What the hell's Bink Video? They do like some middleware or something like that. They fucking... It's like a quick way to render stone or something like that. This is Bayonetta. This is Bayonetta 2. Sorry, I spelled it like it stars Beyonce. Bayonetta 2. It's Bayonetta the third. Bayonetta 2-y. We got there. He did the same thing I did. He's just like me. He's just like me for real. Okay. From the art, can you guess the game? This is Ori and the Blind Forest. This is Ori and the Will of Wisps. This is Judy and the Dream of Horses. Oh! And then this is the real halfway part here. Gamedle guess. It's Dark Souls 2. 2014, that's great. Now, it is not a fantasy open world game. from 2014. This is Dragon, and no, it's probably not going to be Dragon Age, motherfucker. Because that's a fantasy game. Male power fantasy. This is Lord of the Rings. That's probably also a fantasy game, but I'm running out of guesses. Okay, it's single player only. That's great. It is not made with the Lithtech game engine. And it is also, oh, you know what? It is a stealth game. How about that? We know now that it must be a stealth game. From 2014. That is single player only. Could this be Deus Ex Mankind Divided, or did that come out later? I'm okay with this because we're learning. We don't care if we get the year right if we get more clues correct here. So it's not a science, well, it could be a science fiction stealth other thing, but it's definitely stealth. Definitely a stealth game with the perspective in the first person. It's a first person stealth game. It's Amnesia 2, A Machine for Pigs. Oh, it was such a good guess. It was such an incredible guess. First person, single player, 2014. It's a stealth horror game, perhaps. It's Outlast. Is not Outlast. I'll take my clue. Gamedle, we got to figure this shit out, okay? Because like whenever it gives you the fucking cathode engine or something like that, it's just not helpful, man. Like this category, reasonably helpful. Reasonably helpful. Reasonably helpful. Extremely helpful. Reasonably helpful. Useless. Depends. Whatever. Just give me the answer. I see you've added themes now. I got it confused with genre. You added themes. Could be an indie game. Could be an indie adventure. Could be an indie adventure game. Could just be an adventure game. Could be an adventure game with, it at least appears to have horror elements. But it's single player only, so it's not The Forest. It's Slenderman. Okay, guess what? It's a short hike. You got me. It's fucking Rayman 2, The Great Escape. It's Dark Souls Remastered. It's Adventure Island. What is it? Alien Isolation, motherfucker. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Adventure Island, pretty sick. When you get the skateboard, yes, I got the skateboard. When you lose the skateboard, no! It's a 2-word, it's Rotten Tomatoes Daily. It's a 2-word action adventure from 1996. Reasonable crowd pleaser across the board. PG-13. This is Con Air. A nonstop fun run through Europe. Oh, you know what? I bet it's Mission Impossible 1. In honor of the release of Mission Impossible 7. That's an easy one. I didn't even... Wait, no, it's not the 25-year anniversary as well. That's an easy one. Good movie. I mean, here's the thing is that the Mission Impossible franchise had like a crazy glow up. It's like the first one was reasonably well liked. The second one was a box office success, but reviled. It's almost like parody, Mission Impossible 2. Then they waited like 8 years and they came out with Mission Impossible 3, which was like completely different. Then they like just went on nonstop bangers, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like it's just every single one of them has been appointment viewing if you enjoy action movies at all. Fallout is amazing. I saw Mission Impossible Fallout with Corey. I'll never forget, this dude puts his jeans in the freezer, comes out of Mission Impossible Fallout. He says, oh, it was okay. It was a little predictable. Really? You saw the one-on-one helicopter duel coming at the end of the movie? You saw, as soon as you saw the trailer, you're like, I bet this is how it's going to end? Come on. What are we on? Chronophoto. Bro, this shit look like Vancouver. I'm kind of losing it. I don't think it is Vancouver, but it looks like Vancouver. New shit look like the Battle Pass. I don't think this is Vancouver, okay? But let me look at the license plate. I don't think so. I don't think so. This looks like East Vancouver, circa Skeena Street. You know what I'm talking about? East Vancouverites? Anyway, it's not, because that said mile. The location doesn't even matter, I guess. This looks like a 2000... Am I crazy to think that this could be 2020? Because maybe like there's so few cars on the road that this guy wouldn't feel comfortable riding his bike unless there was a stay-at-home order from the government? Like normally during non-pandemic times, is there like... It's just like backed up so much that he knows he's going to get hit by a car? Gas prices? Honestly, I don't know how much gas costs in America. I feel like it differs so much like state to state, and also like you guys are still using gallons, and you fucking hate that decimal points are in Celsius, but you have no problem with like regular fractions showing up in the cost of your gasoline. It makes no fucking sense. I'm going to say this is 2015. Okay, 2019, I can live with that. POV, you are about to have your living body dissected to expand human knowledge of internal organs. POV, you are about to be ritually sacrificed for no reason by a secret society at Yale. It's actually going to be like, this is the world's first 100 cardiologists who perform life-saving operations. Fuck you! Pad Sajak looking. Okay, I don't know. I have to say this is, to me, this looks like maybe it's the 1910s. Put me in 1912. I can live with that. These men performed the first operation on a grape. So true. So true. I'm going to guess, this one's tough for me, okay? Because there's technology, there's the phones, and then there's people, I'm just saying my understanding, okay? I'm not saying this is the way it was or the way it should be. When you see old photos of entirely women in the workplace, you immediately think that this is during the First or the Second World War, particularly the Second. But then I start thinking, I feel like being a switchboard operator back in the era was an essentially exclusively women-held job to begin with. So, I don't know. And then I'm freaking the fuck out because you're from the witch, like you're from the 1850s or something like that. And then you're like Seattle circa 1987. So I have no fucking idea, man, because this shit doesn't make any damn sense. Maybe this is a woman who just chooses to live like she's in a pioneer village, even though this is like the early 1980s or something like that. I don't know what's going on. I think that this is, given the preponderance of electricity versus fueled lanterns, I'm going to say that this is not the 1910s. I'm going to say we're in the 1930s. I'm going to say this is 1935. It's 1908. Eat my shit. POV, you've just been welcomed into a secret society. Without knowing it, 6 months from now, you will be ritualistically sacrificed to stave off the anger of a South American demon. Circa, a la that show from Netflix. What was it called? Archive 81? Archive 81, that's it. Bring it back, or fucking don't, whatever. This is 1913. 1931. Wish I'd swapped those last two. I've had this picture before. I recognize I've had this picture before. This is Willing. To me, this looks like the mid-19... Ooh, it looks a little later than the mid-1990s. Give me a 98. I'll take that. 96. Horrible score today. But it's a hard game. It's been a hard game lately. Plus, Chronophoto fucking weights it. And you didn't hear it from me. But they say, like, oh, it's from fucking 1900 to 2022. But all the shit is from 1907. So show me some shit from Woodstock 99 and I'll get you a perfect score. International Edition, Canada, listed by Eric Clevering. Okay, this looks like British Columbia, just to be honest with you, which makes me think that this is like a $8.5 million house. That's too high. Okay, so it's Quadra Island, British Columbia. Not really familiar with the property market on Quadra Islands. Give me a 2 milli Marty. That's too low. It's 5,000 square feet. I don't really understand the appeal of the place, quite honestly. Like, doesn't seem that cool. Could work on the deck a little bit too. They got their own damn island. Oh, that's true. It'll take you to 5 milli. It's like $1,000 a square foot plus an island. Built in 2004. Fucking weirdest bed I've ever seen in my entire life. Sleeping on a meteorite. I'm not even against it. I think if I was at like a hotel or something, I would be like, this is crazy. But I don't think I would put it in my own house. But it is cool. I don't know. It's a wood. You sure there's not like unobtainium? 3.9 milli. Oh! Collect wood. Collect wood. Time guesser. Okay. I don't live in England. I knew this guy's name at some point. I know he's not well liked, and thus I'm happy he got paint thrown on him, I suppose. Did somebody say food? Take your pick from over 20 top restaurants. I see Nando's. I see the Wild Bill's Tortilla Hut. Weatherspoons, of course, up there. Degrassi, that's a great place. Smash Burger. I'd have to say Wild Bill's Tortilla Hut. It's probably my favorite. I feel like this guy used to be all over the news, and now he's not in the news much anymore. I bet this was the within the turn. So I'm going to say this is London, England in 2018. (2019) in Newcastle upon Tyne. It's not paint, it's a milkshake. England, no disrespect, why does your milkshake look like paint? It's not a milkshake? What is it? Is it paint? This is New York City, baby. Circa mid-1980s. This is a great photo. I'm going to say this is circa 2050. Say this is New York City. Right around there, maybe right around here, circa 1980, let's do 1984 for the memes, and also because I think it might be right. 1980, a group of dancers on a beach in what is now Battery Park. It's nice, they took that beautiful place and they turned it into a jackass burrito and a loopy-doopy rooftop bar. No big deal. This is Germany. By the way, this is German font. A lot of people from Germany keep coming into the stream saying we don't have a font. You have a font. It's right here. And I know you're going to be like, that's not German font. That's name of the font. The name of the font that you're about to type is German font, okay? I'm glad we could put a name to it. I'll see if I'm a little surprised at how little German font I'm seeing, to be honest, but that's okay. It's Salzburg. Maybe we're in Salzburg, Austria, actually. That would explain why we're seeing so little German font. Okay, put me in Salzburg. This to me is 1988. This was the world that I came into. Yep, you can smell it on the screen. This is the Beatles arriving in somewhere in 19... John Lennon pre-long hair, when he got his eyebrows trimmed up by Yoko. Paul McCartney pre-beard. George Harrison pre-psychedelics. We'd have to say this is 1964. You can tell they're starting to get just a little wild with it. They're not as clean cut as they were in the Love Me Do era. George is starting to pick up the sitar, but he's a little shy about it. He's not telling anybody. Where's Ringo? Ringo's taking the photo, brother. Jesse Plemons. I don't know if you can see this man. Jesse Plemons is watching. Zac Efron. It's not even close. Hang on, there's Drill. Drill's here. Colin Mockery. Angry Dad, who also played the janitor on Scrubs. Lots of people here. I'm going to say this is Sweden. Sweden, 1964. Because I don't think that if this is Denmark, I don't think the Beatles would fly there. And this looks like an airport. I think they'd fucking take the lorry or whatever. I guess they probably fly, now that I think about it. Oh, okay, it is Copenhagen, but it's 1964. Okay. That's a good score, 9,000. This must be 2020. It's like a mass at a church in America. But it's like a parking lot mass because of COVID. Indiana? I don't think it's not Indiana. Someone came from, maybe it is Indiana? Maybe it's not Indiana? It doesn't look like Indiana to me, but it doesn't look like fucking anything to me. One thing I'll say about Americans, they love driving their cars. Like in BC, I see BC license plates all over. You see the occasional Ontario, you see lots of Alberta. When you see an American license plate, I'm not going to lie to you. Number 1 is Washington. Number 2 is definitely California. But like at least once a day, you'll see like a fucking Florida license plate or some shit like that. You'll see like a Georgia license plate. And you're like, you drove your car diagonally across the continent? What are you doing, man? Those are rental cars? Wait, really? How does that work? Like they sent a rental car, like someone in Florida rented it, drove to Alabama. In Alabama, someone rented it and drove to Arkansas. Then they drove up to like Minnesota, and that's crazy. Okay, honestly, like rip Florida. Apparently, way less people are driving out there than are driving from there. So rip Bozo. No disrespect. How many BC plates you see not in Minnesota, in Florida? Probably not too many, if I had to guess. Probably not too many. Sample size, one guy making things up. Yeah, I suppose. Anyway, I think this is Indiana because I have no other guesses. Circa 2020. You got it spot on. That's the end. I'm insanely good. 45,794. I'll take that. Time Guesser threw me a bone today. Listed. Oh, guys, can you be nice to this one, okay? It's shy. I think this is a $265,000 house. It's in Oklahoma. I think it's a $325,000 house. I think it's a $317,524 house. Probably a $309,993 house. Oh, $306,541 house. Oh, he got it. He got it. I knew we were going to get there. I paid Tom Nook 3 million bells for this. For this? Okay, just get through Travela, and then your ass can play Immaculate Grid Hockey Edition. Today I'd like to go from Hungary to Oman. Okay, Saudi, or I'm going to go backwards. Saudi Arabia. Jordan? Oh. And then this is just, I know Turkey's going to be our connector, so let's toss it out there. Maybe Iran doesn't make any sense. Oh. Okay, just, we got plenty, we got 5 guesses left. Everybody chill, okay? Turkey's going to go to Greece. At some point, we're going to get a Romania involved. Let's get Romania out there. We're going to need a North Macedonia. Motherfucker picking the smallest countries on planet Earth. Dumb piece of shit. Mother. Croatia is a great connector here. Croatia is a big country. It's going to... Oh, no! I lost! Was Iran the connector I'm looking for? I already guessed it. Was, well, like I know, so it's like Jordan, Israel, Syria, Lebanon, but fucking, there's got to be like a big boy, like right here, right? Who's this big boy? Who's the big boy? I don't think it's Iraq. I don't think, maybe it's Iraq. Yep. I get one more guess. I think that the only thing that is big enough to possibly give us a chance is Bulgaria. And it did, okay, it did connect. That was not a particularly good performance, but we had one more guess than I thought we had too. Saved. Easy? Well, I mean, like, none of them should be hard. You should just know the Earth, essentially, in so many ways, such as many U.S. Americans like me don't have maps, such as U.S. in the Afghanistan and the South Africa. Okay, how about this? California to Michigan. I'm going to go Nevada. Good start. Give me a Colorado. Give me a Wisconsin. The northern states are like wider, so this is probably like better for us to make the connection across here. After Wisconsin, give me a Minnesota. Although Illinois could give you a... No, give me Minnesota. I think we'll take the northern corridor here. Then take me to... Do Minnesota and South Dakota overlap a little bit? Oh, they do. And then your ass is like Wyoming. They better touch. And then we just need this boy right here. That boy right there is Arizona. I'll take it. Oh, that boy's a liar. Still pretty good. Connected via the corner. Look at that. Puckdoku! So true, Puckdoku. I can do this, okay? It's hockey time. Hello out there. We're on the air. It's hockey night tonight. 40 plus goals in a single season. Okay, give me an Alexander Ovechkin. Here's the thing. Ovechkin's the easy one. Can we go a little spicy and give me like a Peter Bondra? Ooh, 6%, baby. Now, Dallas, 40 plus goals in a single season. Give me a Jason Robertson. It's just the first one that came to mind, okay? Avalanche, 40 plus goals in a single season. Lots of great options there. I'll take Peter Forsberg. Oh, Milan Hajduk. What? Okay, I'll take Milan Hajduk. He never had 40 goals in a single season. Let me think about this for a moment, okay? This is where things actually get a little tougher. Played for, well, this one, the Leafs should be easy because there was a period where basically they took like, whenever a player got too old, they just took him and said like, we'll dress him, don't worry about it. Well, like, here's my thinking. Like, maybe this isn't fair, but this dude, I mean, Mass Sundin played for the Nordiques and he played for the Toronto Maple Leafs. So that, like, to me, it seems like that's a bit of a gimme. What do I know? I'm kind of freaking out at the Ottawa one. I'm kind of losing it at the Ottawa one. I know that Jason Spezza played for Dallas for a bit, so give me that one. Ottawa and Washington. I'm thinking of like, I could have gone like Martin Havlat for that. Thinking of Martin Havlat. Thinking of a Marian Hossa. Thinking of Zdeno Chara. We're thinking of Alexander Dag. We're thinking of Alexei Yashin. We're thinking of Patrick Lalime. We're thinking of Ray Emery. Am I crazy to think that Ray Emery might have signed in Washington for one season? Am I crazy to say that Ray Emery could have... Oh. We're thinking of Ron Tugnut, great hockey name. Okay, Toronto. I mean, there's too many players to count. You know. Oh, you know what? You got Nazem Kadri. That's your gimme, 31%. We got other famous Toronto players. Doug Gilmour, Sergei Berezin. You got your Nikolai Antropovs. You got your Ed Balfours. No man has ever looked more like a British rock star in their hockey photo than Ed Balfour right here. This dude looks like straight out of Tears for Fears or something like that. No Cleopatra will be found by no man. Stop. Okay, Washington and Toronto. Well, let's go the other way. You got your Lars Ellers. You got your Varlamovs. You got your Mike Green. Mike, am I crazy to think that Mike Green played in Toronto? I'm thinking of Komisarek. Komisarek played in Toronto. I'm thinking of your Thomas Caberlets. Thinking of your Lars Ellers. Thinking of your Semins, your Kuznetsovs, your Ovechkins. Thinking of your Mike Gartners. Mike Gardner. Oh! Hang on, let me see. We missed Matt Duchene and Logan Brown. I don't know this man, to be honest with you. I don't know this man. Close the stat window. You got to put some respect on Mike Gardner, man. Look at this freaking photo. I don't know any of these men. Listen, if you watch hockey, you should know Jason Robertson. You probably shouldn't know any of the other ones, depending on when you started, but still. The Mike Gardner deep cut. I remember he always used to wear like the spaceship helmet. That's the one thing I remember about Mike Gardner. And also, like in every list of top goal scorers of the 1990s, you're always like, who? And the who is Mike Gardner. It's like when you go to the like best seasons of all time, and then it's like Gretzky, 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 Lemieux, Lemieux, Gretzky, Gretzky, Lemieux, 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 Gretzky, Gretzky, and then it's like Bernie Nichols, and you're like, what? Anyway, slash marker. Those. That's the